In this video, we will discuss using the ViewCube. If you'd like to follow along with this video, please open the file usingtheviewcube.dwg located in the Working Files folder as discussed in the Working with this dataset video. The ViewCube is an interactive navigation tool and is an easy way to change your view rotation of a 3D model. You can quickly change between standard or isometric views. The ViewCube is on by default and can be accessed in the upper right part of your drawing. If you'd like to toggle the ViewCube on or off, simply navigate to the View tab, Viewport Tools, and you'll see the ViewCube toggle right here where you can turn it on or off. The benefit of using the ViewCube is that it helps you keep track of your orientation in the drawing by displaying the current view orientation on the ViewCube tool. Understanding how the ViewCube provides feedback to you and how to adjust the display options will help you to proficiently navigate around views of a 3D model. The ViewCube is displayed in one of two states: inactive, which is as it is right now because my cursor is not hovering over it, and then there's active, and that is when the ViewCube will highlight when you hover your mouse into the ViewCube area. One of the really great things about the ViewCube is that you can switch between views in your drawing very easily using the compass ring. I can simply select the view by clicking on it and it'll automatically show me that view. You'll also note that you can also pick these different arrows right here to actually navigate to the different orientations. The compass ring that is highlighting right now also can serve as a way to rotate the view depending on the orientation. So as I click and hold the left mouse button down and move my cursor, you'll notice that it automatically will rotate the view, again, based upon the orientation that your drawing is set to. When the ViewCube is active, you'll notice that there are some additional hotspots available as well. We have the Home button right here. If I click that, that puts it to the Home button, which you can set to your own orientation. We'll show you that in a second. You have all these different hotspots on the cube that allow you to change to the different orientations on the cube. We have the coordinate system drop down right here. What this will do is this is the quick way to activate a saved UCS or the world coordinate system. By simply clicking on it, you'll notice that my compass, let me zoom in here a little bit, has automatically changed to the east side of the house. If I want to change it to the west side of the house, I simply hover into this, click on west side, and that was changed to the west side of the house. Again, these are named UCSs, which I have created. We will discuss UCSs later on in a future video. If you'd like to change it back to the world coordinate system, you simply select that, and it is now back to the default 0, 0 location. To access any of the settings or options available for the ViewCube, as I always say, when it comes to the interface, when in doubt, right-click. So when you hover your mouse into the ViewCube, simply right-click, and you'll notice that you have some options. We can select Home, which of course is just that simple Home button right there. We can right-click and change the options to Parallel, Perspective, Perspective with Ortho Faces, Set Current View as Home, or the ViewCube settings. So let's talk a little bit more detail about some of these settings here. The Parallel setting displays the current view using parallel projection. This type of view shows a 3D view as if a hypothetical camera point and target point area are in the same position. This will usually show a kind of flat view. So, as you can see in this isometric view, the view looks pretty flat. However, Perspective displays the current view using a perspective projection. This type of view shows a 3D view as if a hypothetical camera point and a target point have a distance between them. This creates a more realistic view. So as you can see as I zoom in here, the surface is a little bit distorted because it's set to a perspective view. Lastly, we have Perspective with Ortho Faces. By selecting that, it will automatically display the current view using perspective or parallel projection depending on the view. When the current view is in an isometric view, as it is right now, it displays as a perspective projection. However, if you change the view to an orthogonal view, such as top, left, front, right, etc., it displays it in a parallel projection. To set the current view as home, you can simply select this option right here. That way, if you rotate the view, as I'm doing here by simply clicking and holding down the mouse on the ViewCube, and I want to set it back to the home view, I can, again, as we showed this before, you can simply click the home view, and that is now the home view. Let's go ahead and look at the ViewCube settings. In the ViewCube settings dialog box, we have a few options available to us. We have the on-screen position, which we can change right here. This will basically put it into the different locations of the interface and where you feel most comfortable with it. You can have the ViewCube size set to automatic, so as you change the viewport size, it'll resize automatically. If you want to keep it a consistent size, you can toggle this off and you can leave it as to whatever size you want, small, normal, or large. You can also change the opacity of it. In other words, can you see through it or not? That's up to you as far as how you want to display it. If you want this to be a low opacity, Click OK here. Now, as you can see, it's very low. And notice how it's no longer automatically resizing it. It's showing it at that large size. Let's go ahead and right-click again and go to ViewCube Settings. And we'll set it back to automatic. I personally like the automatic setting. You can also set this to, when dragging on the ViewCube, to snap automatically to the closest view. Again, that's top, right, etc. And when clicking on the ViewCube, you have a few options as well. Zoom to extents after view change specifies if the model is forced to fit the current viewport after a view change. Use view transitions when switching views. This one controls the use of smooth view transitions when switching between views. Orient ViewCube to current UCS. So this will orient, as it states, the ViewCube based on the current UCS or world coordinate system of the model. The Keep Scene Upright option will specify whether the viewpoint of the model can be turned upside down or not. Lastly, Show Compass below the ViewCube controls whether the compass is displayed below the ViewCube. The north direction indicated on the compass is the value defined by the north direction system variable. One of the other cool things about using the ViewCube is that it appears in each viewport, showing you the different orientations. We haven't discussed viewports yet, and we will in a future video, but let's go ahead and just quickly add another viewport here. Notice how the ViewCube automatically appears in each of the different viewports. I can then use the ViewCube to change the orientation within the viewport I am working in.